Welcome back. The spread of AIDS in Thailand's northern towns and cities isn't the only fallout from the growing drug problem there. Many children are growing up alone on the streets of Chiang Mai because either one or both of their parents are behind bars for drug offenses. But some youngsters have found shelter and hope in the city's Donjon Temple. While many have been through the school of hard knocks, Susan Yu discovered how they've now been given a second education and a second chance at life.
It's a 5 o'clock wake-up call. In this pre-dawn hour, these children scramble out of their 3-deck bunk beds and head for the temple yard. Each one braces himself for a harsh but routine day ahead. It starts with a roll call for the children, some just toddlers. They're all here, but not by choice. It's Abbot Pra Anand Ananto who watches intently to make sure everyone is wide awake and willing. He runs the Donjon Temple in Chiang Mai, a city in northern Thailand where drugs have taken a toll, mostly on the poor. And these are the indirect victims of the illicit drug trade, children, abandoned by parents who've been jailed for possessing or trafficking methamphetamine pills.
These kids are from 6 provinces: Phayao, Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, Mae Hon Son, Dak and Lampang. They started to come here since 1985.
The temple started to take in homeless children 15 years ago. At the time, there were only 8 youngsters. Today, that number has ballooned to 150. The children live, learn, and lead a disciplined way of life.
Most of these children are from a closed world, which is different from the outside. They're just like carrots that have been pulled out of the ground. They haven't been washed yet. They don't understand Thai, and there are differences in language and culture, so we have to train them from scratch, like how to eat, how to sleep, how to clean.
So it's all about survival training, but some lost their innocence a long time ago. A handful of children are former drug addicts, and the temple has sought the help of the Thai military to provide physical and psychological training for the children. The goal? To show them how to overcome and resist the temptations that lie outside.
One of the Royal Palace armies visited the temple to see what was going on here. He proposed the idea of assigning military personnel to come here and help. So that's why my colleague and I are now here.
Sergeant Major Kittapong Buntan is one of 2 soldiers who comes here every day to conduct drills.
The assignment is to teach at Donjon Temple, where there are kids from the Northern Highlands. I have to train and teach them to love their country, and most importantly, to know about discipline, and to help them free themselves from drugs which they might already be familiar with.
At times, the temple feels like a mini boot camp, rather than a place of worship. Everything is regimented. After their morning exercise and prayers, they bathe. After that, they start their chores. By 8 a.m., the temple is buzzing. As some carry out sweeping and cleaning duties, others accompany the temple's monks in collecting their morning alms. The older children are then in charge of the cooking.
We don't have any support from any government organizations. All we have are donations from people who come to the temple and donate 3, 10, or even 20 baht. We save it all. We prefer, though, to get food donations like rice and vegetables, salt, fish and chicken. We spend about 100,000 baht, or $2,500 a month, and that's only for the food. There are other expenses too, like medicine, transportation, and other basic things we have to cover.
Basic things, such as clothing. The school uniforms are donated, along with the shoes, school bags, and books. The curriculum includes anti-drugs lessons. Manit Sayang is 13 years old. He's lived at the temple for 2 years. He and his younger brothers, 10-year-old Chuchart and 6-year-old Wataya, call the temple their home. Their parents are in jail for drug-related offenses. Their older sister was unable to take care of them, so she brought them to Dongjan.
When my parents went to jail, my sister took us here and registered me in the school. I was thinking that we will be here forever and that no one will come and get us. I have to clean their clothes and take care of their things. I have to take good care of them. I talk to my brothers in the Mon language, and then I speak to the monks and the others in Thai.
For Abbot Pra Ananto, it's a heartbreaking story that he's heard and seen over and over.
The one I feel saddest about is the case of a child from the Muso tribe. His parents left him with an ethnic Chinese babysitter. They abandoned him so the boy thinks he's Chinese. And then the babysitter got married and had many children. She then abandoned him. It's so sad, because he was abandoned twice.
The boy the abbot is talking about is Wittapong Koda. The 6-year-old speaks some Mandarin and Thai. He's reluctant to talk about his past, but he tells us with certainty why he likes it here.
It's fun here. I can play hide and seek. I can eat here.
It seems many of the children have been able to leave behind the hardships they endured before arriving at Dongjan. And what's more apparent is that most are now able to enjoy a more normal childhood. It's been a game of chance for all of these children. To be taken in by the temple has meant an end to a long and perhaps cruel journey at such a young age. But the irony of it all is that the temple, which has long been known as a place for refuge, has now become a source for rejection.
Since 1985, we have accepted everyone. But just this year, we had to start being selective, giving preference to orphans or those whose parents are jailed for life. We have refused many cases this year, about 50 to 60 children. It makes me sad because I know when they return to where they came from, they will face difficulties.
In spite of this, the temple is proud of its track record. It says many of the children who once lived here have stayed on the right side of the law. It maintains many have grown up to become volunteer teachers, village leaders, and major donors. As a father of a 1-year-old, the temple's success rate is especially rewarding for Sergeant Major Kittapong Buntan.
For me, I am very proud to be part of this and to work with these kids. The children are our future, and to do this, I feel I am serving my country.
And what kind of future would Manit and his brothers like to have? Manit wants to be a car mechanic. Wataya wants to be a farmer, while Chuchart isn't sure what he wants to be when he grows up. What they all want, though, is that one day they, like the others at the temple, will be reunited with their family.
We want to go back to our village and see our family and want to see our parents. We want to see them.
A common hope here, and no doubt a common prayer, as the children pay their respects before bedtime. Most will unlikely see their parents again. But on the other hand, it's here where they learn patience, getting through life one day at a time.